Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnny's bite.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yet do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Monday. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. I hear the godmother is in town, and yesterday she was at my big sister's 56th birthday. Godmother, welcome back to town, and I wish you all the best. And one more time, belated happy birthday to Harriet Theresa Hughes, my big sister, 56 and beautiful as always. I want to say thank you also to Sonar Fashions in Tamale for my outfit. 0246 590162. That's 0246 590162. Please call Sonar Fashions in Tamale and they will deliver to you across the rest of the wonderful world. And a big congratulations to the team at April Communications, to the team at Image Bureau, and to the National Theatre of Ghana. And congratulations also to Professor Martin Owusu, the University of Ghana's longest serving professor. 50 years of serving in academia, 50 years of shaping minds, 50 years of sharpening and honing young talents. And we congratulate you, Prof. And kudos to Nashoko, Superwoman, as I like to call her. That was a debut. It was amazing. If you missed, you missed. That's the legend of Akushika, or Akusika, as people put back in guys. Akushika. Aku es Shika. And so, Akushika, beautifully put together by Professor Martin Owusu, and then directed, and then all the encomiums and the niceties added by April Communications. I'm told that in October, there's going to be another production. You can't miss that if you have been missing it. Let me tell you something. Theater is booming. It's booming. It's looking good. A key appeal that I would use and make is that our officialdom should not just come and see the plays and applaud and make speeches and go away. I think that if we have a very strategic investment from government, and we have a certain bilateral pact and arrangement, where, for example, we decide that we're taking The Gods Are Not to Blame, The Legend of Akusika, and Anowa, Marriage of Anansiwa, all those beautiful plays that we have from Africa to the rest of the world, and we are doing a tour of Europe with those plays, I'm sure that we could rake in a lot of revenue, because that will be an investment, and then we'll rake in a lot of revenue, create employment, and hopefully we may be able to stabilize the city from that corner, you know, even though that is not just the panacea for all of it. So to George Quay, Nashoko, and the rest of the team, the cast crew, everybody who worked on the production, kudos to you. This morning, there are going to be two press conferences. One, which will be on the head of our favorite friend and our superstar and the Vice Chancellor of the Stubborn Academy University, Dr. Benedict Bonaventure Alegibam. Last time I read for you how the workers and the water users union or association up in the regions were not happy about him, and they had written to express their misgivings about how he mismanaged the place and how he's refusing to even leave. Last week was the 7th of June. Now, he was supposed to have left and gone home by the 7th of March. So, April, May, June, 3 months on after, he's still there. His immediate boss, the regional minister, is watching. His other senior boss, the agric minister, is not interested in irrigation and what's the mess that is happening at ICO. He's interested in buying your SNIT hotels. And the government and its assigns think that they can throw in the SML GRA report and other things to act as red herrings so that we forget about the 6 hotels of SNIT that they want to sell to themselves. It will not happen. As for those 6 hotels for SNIT, we are watching labor. And in watching labor, we are also watching the institutions of the Republic of Ghana, the state-owned institutions, some of who claim we are not under subvention. So we can deduct your 5.5% tier 2 and decide to keep it for ourselves. And I've always said that your tier 2 is money that you have earned. It's part money that is deducted from your basic salary that you have also already earned. If that money is being deducted and has not been invested and it is being kept, and you are being given a very silly excuse that because we are not under subvention, because the company is going down, we have to use your money. Your money, that money is not supposed to be used for the company to grow. No. That money is money you have worked for. Understand this. Your 5.5% tier 2 is money that you have worked for. So it doesn't matter whether you work at Graphic or Metro Mass, or you work at any of the 10 technical universities, or you work at STC, wherever it is, your money, the 5.5%, is for your future. So if that money is deducted and is not paid to the fund managers to invest it so you can get dividends, please rise up and ask questions. Because I explained to you that if 5.5% of your salary is deducted and it is invested on January 1, 2024, by December 31st, 2024, you would have had some dividends. However, if your money is deducted on January 1, 2024, and nobody invests it, and yet they come and invest it on December 31, 2024, you would have still invested your 5.5 for every single month, but you would not have gotten any dividend. And most of the people who make these decisions not to invest your money are the managerial level. Their salaries are not the kind of salaries you take. Their allowances are not the kind of allowances that you take. Their per diem is not the kind of per diem that you take. The largesse of the office that they have is not the kind of largesse that you have. So do not in any way be cowered into some silly submission of thinking that, I'm helping. You are not a good Samaritan to be helping your company in that direction. Your money has been deducted. For all you know, your salary is some of your boss's allowance. I'm telling you. So if you work in a state-owned institution, you work in a private institution, this morning I want you to make a call for your future and for your children. Make a call and ask your fund manager, what's up with my tier 1? My SNIT, 13.5%. What's up with my tier 2, 5.5%? You should ask them questions. And then you should target the government and ask the government why your 13.5% and then your 5.5, your 13% and your 5.5% are deducted, and yet NHIS is owed. So when you take your blue card to the hospital, you're only giving some para and some other things, and you're asked to go and look for the medicine, or they give you and they say you have to top up. You have to ask the question. So this morning you have a job. When you get to the office, if there's a union, ask your union chairman, what tier 2, tier 4, 10, what is happening with our tier 2? And let nobody come and tell you that this is a negative idea. It's not a negative idea. It's for your future. Your future is being toyed with. Your future is being played with. Your tier 2 is money that is deducted from your basic salary. It is not money that is being dashed to you. No. Shikanio Chuni, you have worked for it. Aye Juma. And your money has been deducted. You must demand for it. It has to be invested for you. Some tier 2 arrears are in arrears for 6 years, some 10 years, some 5 years, some 3 years. You think that if the people were investing the tier 2 on your behalf in that direction, you will be wallowing in poverty and also hoping that you are going on pension. And that's why some of the old people don't want to leave for the young people to get jobs, because they don't know what they are going home to. Because when conversations about their pensions came up, they were timid and they were calm. Do not be timid. When you get to work today, you government worker getting ready to go to work, watching Johnny's Bite, listening to me today, when you get to work today, walk to your supervisor, walk to your union chairman and ask them, what is happening to our tier 2? Ask the question. And I tell you, there's a tall list of state-owned institutions where the tier 2 investments have not been made for a very long time. I recently gave you the story of STC. Their tier 1 is in arrears. Their tier 2 is in arrears. Their tier 3 is in arrears. Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And it is happening across. I gave you the example of Gihok, where Metropolitan had to write to them. SNIT had to take Gihok to court. I'm saying this morning, when you get there, don't assume that because your salary eventually came, all the investment that are supposed to be made in favor of your future are being done. Ask the questions. and forget. Some of the managers will threaten you. Some of them will write memos. Some of them will put notices on the notice board. Don't back down. Ask them the question. Because eventually, some of them are there because of political reasons. They will leave and go. Their term there is coterminous with the government. They will leave and go. Some of them will move on to better jobs. Some of them will move on to ambassadorial roles. They will leave you there. So it is your job and your duty, behoves on you to ask that question. And I'm passionate about this. I don't care what anybody brands me as. I don't care. The people's future must not be stolen from them. Your tier 1 is money that you have worked and earned. Your tier 2 is money that you have worked and earned. Your tier 3 is money that you have worked and earned, which you decided that aside the tier 1 and tier 2, I am going to put this aside for tier 3 for my own future. Don't let anybody take your money and keep it and use it for other purposes and convince you that they are trying to help the country. There are people who are supposed to help the country are flying private jet and going for healthcare in South Africa and other places. There are people who are supposed to be helping the country, who came to beg for power, are taking their children elsewhere to go and get educated. There are people who told you that they are coming to help you and they aspire for power, go for holidays elsewhere. They don't go to Nzulezu and other places. There are people who told you that they are coming to help you, gather dollars and put it under their bed. There are people who came to tell you that they are helping you. They are helping themselves. We are not in anything together. So this morning, I'm entreating you, I beg you, for your own sake and for your future, when you get to work, ask your boss, ask your union chairman, in tier 2, what is happening to my tier 2? Ask them the question. Now, there's also going to be another press conference in the Volta region. And a scathing allegation has been made against the Inspector General of Police, against the Ghana Police Service in Keta. Put the picture up. This man you see on your screen is called Maya. Of course, he has an official name, person or something like that. But they are demanding justice for Maya. There's a press conference that will happen this morning. The sad story, and which we are also digging into, is that he's a landlord, well known in the area. He has tenants. His tenants wanted to install an air conditioner, we're told. He declined and said, no, this is my facility, so I beg you. That's not part of the arrangement. They go in there and call the police. And then we are told that he is beating and beating and beating and beating, and he dies. The Ghana police, it has been more than 48 hours, maybe 72 hours. The Ghana police has been tight-lipped. I'll bring you another expose of prison officers who beat up somebody. The security agencies, and I'm telling you that there are people who are recruited some 2 weeks, some 3 weeks, some 4 weeks. I've showed you videos. They are kept there, political. So in terms of the infantry training and the sense that they must have in doing their job, some of them do. I'm not saying that's what happened in this situation, but I'm saying this gentleman you see, very nice young man you see on your screen, has been killed, and the people are asking the police why he was killed after he was arrested and beaten. I'm chasing the story, and you know me, when I start chasing the story, if it doesn't end, it has not ended for me. So, deepest condolences to the family and the friends and all the relatives. But the Ghana Police Service, they have an answer to give all of us. And they cannot pretend that nothing is happening. They have what to give to us. Let's talk quickly about Galamsey. There's somebody who wants to go to Parliament. When I listened to him talk about Galamsey and actually inciting people to beat soldiers and policemen, I said, this gentleman, or this guy, to put it, is not a gentleman, because if he's not a gentleman, he wouldn't be making such statements. This guy doesn't deserve to go to Parliament, because Parliament is a house of laws. And respectfully, I see a lot of people running to Parliament. I'm using running for the want of a better expression. You remember the party Hiasika video, Professor Frimpong Boateng and Eko Ewusi. Eko Ewusi has won his primaries to go to Parliament. Everybody knows that he is a Galamsey kingpin. At least Professor Frimpong Boateng told us that in his report to the presidency, which the police have, and a video evidence that is there. He's going to Parliament. My own brother, Charles Bisu, question marks have been put on his head. He's headed to Parliament. In Parliament now, Dr. Ama, you remember Naka? He was at Naka. The children still don't have textbooks at the basic school after the curriculum was changed. He's in Parliament. There are so many. You remember the one who supervised the sale of the contaminated fuel, moving Pina, he's in Parliament. So people are running to Parliament. And you ask yourself, are there no stop gaps? Our constitution says that before you become a member of Parliament, there has to be a checking of sound mind. The Psychological Association of Ghana, do they check for sound mind? Does the Electoral Commission make it part of the requirement to bring a psychologist to speak with whoever has come to say, I want to represent my constituents, to check if they have sound mind? It's a constitutional requirement. When I heard the gentleman talk about, listen to him. Listen to the gentleman. Listen to him tell us that people should go out there and beat the police and soldiers. Said, play the video. They should go out, beat the policemen and the soldiers if they ever get onto their Galamsey side. If they ever get to his Galamsey side, they should be said, look for the video. Call Oliver, look for the video. They should ever get there, they should beat the police and the military, because Operation Galam stuff has stopped. Operation Vanguard, which all the failed initiatives and the policies that government had to combat Galamsey have stopped. They have forgotten that Nana Addo said, I will put my job, I am prepared to put my presidency on the line. I told you, being prepared to put your presidency on the line and putting your presidency on the line are two different things. Play the video.
To people outside, I want to question. It's about petrol. And yet, petrol now, so yes, security services here. What woman? I'm a road business. It is a while for now 5 million, 3 million, 10 million. Now we got a price of 1 to 4 that 1 of the man. Sadly, because the police for this is going around them and office and try cases. More man, you know, and in Zinia, Obiba Petrua, as I said, when they are so while for money, the wild person of the mama, on board the mama. Paso to the said, or you so get pay too much pay, but too control my own and track a year or more with oh, yes. So, petrol or bad petrol, and the Akase authority of the Masamachino, Yajefi said, you are all illegal moment, or also illegal, do not chill. I say, baby, I'm and Bravo, Yamo, my soul, here to make you. Or why one of them is a form. So, who is as a serious picture? More than 2-3 months as a serious bed in picture. When inside only police for Kenya or Malaysia, you're quite oh, can be more. And the police will do check will be a but the open to be of our BPR about a week of about 3, 4, 5.
FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle.
So this gentleman wants to go to Parliament. Keep the image on like that. Just pause it. No, take it back. Keep the image on like that. Seated behind him in dark shades like Ray Charles is our minister responsible for the Western region. He is the head of the Regional Security Council. Was the MCE there, the head of the Municipal Security Council? Was he there? I don't know. But there is somebody asking people, because of his selfish political and parochial interests, asking for security men to be beaten And even makes the very silly example suggesting that, oh, well, there's another Galamsey area where the police, each time they come there, people confront them, they fight with them and all of that. Now they have stopped going there. The lawlessness and the audacity of the lawlessness. If there's any government that has sunk so much of our money into Galamsey fight, it is this government. It is this government. Major Mahama, God bless his soul and bless his family. We have still not found an end and brought closure to come to him. Closure to those who killed him. Why did Major Maxwell Mahama die? He died because of Galamsey. We sent him to an early grave because of Galamsey. Even that, we have not learned a lesson. Then you read a very silly story on the internet suggesting to us that, Chinese people are left off the hook each time they are arrested for Galamsey because there are no interpreters. I say, my Unimac. It used to be Ghana Institute of Journalism, National Film, NAFTI, and then GIL. It's now been put together. He's suggesting to me that even if you go to University of Ghana, Legon, or you go to Unimac, those who teach others Chinese, they cannot come and interpret for the court to be able to put the people in jail. We should stop the joke. We should stop this Aisha One joke. We have gone past it. Even Mafo knows we have gone past this Aisha One kind of joke. But he wants to go to parliament. He has a response. Pull it up for me. He says, if they come and attack you, call me. If you call me, I call the regional minister. If the regional minister doesn't come, the MCE will come. The heads of the security architecture in the region and in the municipality. Now, look at this joke that has been written for us. A press release dated the 8th of June. Ernest Frimpong. He says, Western Regional Minister and Menfi East PC for MPP endorse illegal mining. I, Ernest Frimpong, parliamentary candidate for the MPP in the Menfi East, would like to address recent misinformation regarding statements attributed to the Western Regional Minister and my good self during an engagement with artisanal small-scale miners in Atamenfi. There have been allegations claiming that the Western Regional Minister and Menfi East parliamentary candidate endorsed illegal mining. And I want to correct that inaccurate representation. It is important to clarify that the Western Regional Minister did not support illegal mining activities in any form, but he sat there with his dark shades like Ray Charles, getting ready to perform Fever for an audience. Throughout the engagement, he emphasized the importance of responsible mining practices and explicitly warned against mining prohibited. All this is just hogwash. It's just hogwash. And it is synonymous with the gesture we have gotten from government that each time, even when the president spoke, come to me. Remember when the president spoke about Aisha One? He spoke about deportation and repatriation. On that occasion, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah was seated behind him. He's a lawyer. The president is a senior lawyer. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, as he mentions in Abu Jinapo, is a lawyer. The president knows the weight of words. He says he is not too sure if Aisha One was deported or repatriated. Then they come explaining to us in English what was said in English. He was caught on tape, talking all that hogwash, breaking the law even before he gets into parliament, which is the House of Laws. And he comes back to tell us that what we heard and what we saw is not what it is. Meanwhile, he spoke Chi, not English. Is it the same Ghana police that arrested Koyu for holding a license to a gun that she didn't issue to herself? Is it the same Ghana police that we have? Is it the same Ghana police watching on? Who has watched on when Hawa Komsin picked a firearm and fired into a crowd in the name of self-protection? Have they charged her? Did they arrest her? Did they detain her? I don't know. And you see, gradually the police and IGP Dampare, this is to you. The people are getting disappointed in you. They say that the kind of impression that you gave them, that the kind of person that they see you to be, you are no longer being fair and firm. Yes, firm, fine, but you are not being fair. This gentleman should have been invited because what he's doing, he's causing chaos. Why? Is the police and the military not enjoined to say that if you see crime being perpetrated somewhere, you have a right to go and stop them from perpetrating it? If it means effecting arrest, you have the right to do so. Even as citizens, if we ever see crime being committed, that's what I told you the last time. Don't say nyawo ye nye say chiwa. Nyawo ye nye ye betcho. They wa come police for. But you are somebody standing there, the regional minister who the regional commander answers to as head of the Security Council is seated there. And the person says, Ombo ba, momuni omu feso, omu chemwa, udi pebebe jina, send the voice note back group in so RM and ba, regional minister and ba, MCE ba. That's where we have gotten to. That's where we have gotten to. That is where we have gotten to. And we spend a fortune planting trees, insisting that we are solving Galamsey and climate action and global warming, and we speak all the big English. Who are we fooling? I'm asking, who are we really, really fooling? Who? Tomorrow we'll continue. Please call me. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Anan Oteden.
Brother, I'm Yadaruma. Now, swear.
Yankasa.